Welcome back to The Grind. This video we are going to talk about the trading post which has been released alongside of this PvP event Fight Pits for this week, which is I believe week 8 of this season. Now this trading post, I'll forewarn you, isn't the most exciting, but we have a featured item which is a legendary hunter attack rune, which gives about 3%, or which gives 3% attack, and then it has increased dark flak resist. Now, this isn't the greatest rune. We have seen better ones, and if you've been playing for a while, you might have several legendary runes that are the same or better than this. So it's not necessarily an exciting rune, but if you're an early account, you have extra sigils, you're not completing for a mythic this season, and you need a hunter attack legendary rune, then you can get it. It's only 200 sigils, so it is reasonably cheap for a rune. It's just not the most exciting one, and not one that I would say you might as well grab regardless, or that most players would benefit from. But it is there for those who do need it. I personally do not need it, so I will be skipping that one. Next, we have silver chests and bronze chests. Now, you spend fire shards to get these instead of sigils. So if you're not short on fire shards, which most people aren't, then you can get them. But unfortunately, they limit the purchase amount to 2. So you're getting 10 silver chests and 10 bronze chests, which are really not that game changing. Most of those chests are not going to drop anything of value, or not much of anything of value anyways, but you know, at least it's something that you can purchase for that satisfaction. The next one is dragon spells, so thunderstorm and rejuvenate, and I don't typically use these spells or ever really, so they're not the most useful spells. But if you find you use them all the time, actually no, I can't even argue to spend sigils on these. I would say if you want to use these, just forge them. Take a couple days from the forge and just focus on these spells, and don't bother spending your sigils on them. But I personally feel like other spells are better, such as cloak or invincibility or death gaze especially. So I would just focus on those spells in general and just forge them. Next, we have food packs. Now, food packs can be a convenience factor, but for 100 sigils to get the food packs, and if you purchase it 10 times, it's 1,000 sigils. You know, it's not really worth spending sigils on. It's more of a convenience thing, and you can get much better stuff for your sigils. So I definitely would recommend skipping on this one as well. And then the last one we have is Mythic Fragments. Now, this is the one that you could argue is worth spending your sigils on, but for the amount of fragments you get and the amount of sigils you're spending, it's not really a no-brainer. It's kind of a, well, it's not that good of a deal. So there are a couple situations where you might want to get these, and those situations are if you are at endgame, if you're currently breeding the top tier dragons and you're short on mythic fragments, then you could argue that it's worthwhile to get these, because then you're getting the most bang for your buck. But if you're breeding lower tier dragons, then you have a discount for spending breeding tokens, but no discount for spending mythic fragments. So you're going to be spending a lot more mythic fragments relative to what you would need to if it was not discounted, essentially. Now, this can be nice for boosting your breeding score or getting a few extra fragments to finish off a dragon when you're out of breeding tokens, but at this cost, I wouldn't say it's worth it. And typically, it's better value to save at least to the top few tiers of dragons. But you know, I did spend them along the way at lower tiers as well for some extra points and just to finish off a dragon when I didn't have enough breeding tokens in order to do that. But as far as this deal goes, I would say don't get it unless you're at endgame breeding endgame dragons and you're running low on mystic fragments. My goodness, I can never get that straight. Mystic fragments. So that's pretty much it for this day of the trading post. I do hope that tomorrow's trading post has some more exciting stuff that we can, you know, get excited about and enjoy purchasing. But, you know, maybe some of these items were things that you needed or wanted, so at least they're available for those who might be in that situation. But unfortunately, I think the majority of players are not going to have too much excitement from today's trading post. So I hope this video was helpful. Good luck, and I will see you in the next video.